What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews. Well, I'm checking out the new Sainlogic, their mini chainsaw. They said, hey, we got another one that just came out. Why don't you check it out? This one's actually IPX4 rated, which is pretty cool. I think 550 watts. Fortunately, the brush motor, I definitely prefer the brushless motors. And of course, it's going to be a 6-inch bar and chain. I like the hard case with these. It actually makes them easy to store. Not a fan of, just no cases. It's just in a box or a soft case. Doesn't really make sense for these type of chainsaws. So definitely the hard case. Let's get the thing popped open and see what is inside. All right, got the clasps here. Let's get this opened up. All right, let's see what we've got in here. Got their usual gloves, warranty registration. We have a extra chain, which is always nice. These chains can be a little hard to find, so that is not uncommon to include an extra chain in there. Of course, these are not designed to be, super heavy-duty use, so I'd say one chain should get you at least about, a full season worth of cutting. Of course, doing small cuts here and there. And of course, these batteries here, they look very familiar. If you've seen this type, this is actually going to be a Makita battery compatible tool. So you can either use the included batteries or you can use your own Makita batteries to use the tool, which is great. Makita does have their own version of this, but it is going to be way more expensive than this one. So if you're like me, you don't need to use these that often. This is actually a fantastic choice. You also want to use Makita batteries, but you don't want to pay the Makita pricing for a tool you're not going to use that much. All right, so let's check out this tool out, guys. Toolless design up here for the bar and chain. That's great. I don't like a lot of these, designs I've seen on these where they require a tool are kind of just been meh. I do like this blade cover. That is quite nice. Right here. You always get kind of stuck on the teeth. You gotta get it off just right there. So nice little blade cover. Of course, we do have a blade guard, so if you get a little bit of kickback, it's not going to, slam into your face. Of course, when you're using these, definitely make sure you wear your safety glasses, maybe a face shield, and of course, have some gloves as well, too. All right, let's see here. Of course, I would assume that is actually pretty decent tension from the factory. Whenever you use these little chainsaws, make sure you, of course, have oil on them. There is no automatic oiler on here, so you need to make sure you oil this periodically when you're using it. I like to say, every couple of cuts, throw a little bit of oil on there, and you should be good to go. Of course, if you have a built-in oiler, they do make a mess once in a while, so it's kind of a pro and con there. I kind of do prefer having a built-in oiler. You can, of course, go a lot longer with having to bring oil with you. I like to just use some 3-in-1 oil, kind of quick throw it on here, and that is usually all you really need for these chains. Let's get a battery in here. I'm just going to use a Makita battery in here because I use it for pretty much everything as like a baseline battery. Ooh, this thing really screams. This is quite a fast little mini chainsaw. I noticed a lot of these chainsaws that I test out, some of them either, really, really quick, or they are really, really slow and have a lot of power. So I'm really curious to see how this one performs when it comes to having a lot of power. Also, let's make sure I've got the chain tension. And before I do this, I want to make sure I have this battery out so I don't accidentally turn this thing on. So when you use it a little bit, you're going to loosen that chain up your first time. So you want to make sure you have that chain tension all set there. There we go. All right, let's get this thing tested out and see how well it cuts. All right, not too bad here. I like the higher chain speed. This will work great for smaller limbs. Definitely using this. Of course, going through thicker stuff, you might have a little bit more of an issue as, of course, there's not a ton of torque. Also depends on how aggressive the teeth are on that chain. If you notice, the chip ejection area here is actually right into the handguard, which is actually pretty nice because if you notice, it kept my hand pretty clear from me, of course, getting a ton of chips on it. I definitely like that a lot. Alright guys, so at the end of the day, this new Sainlogic chainsaw is actually pretty decent. I'm actually pretty impressed by it. It's definitely, not overly big, not underpowered. It definitely gets the job done really nicely. And I do, of course, appreciate that it can use Makita batteries. It's got a hard case, and the pricing is not too bad. So definitely a recommendation, guys. I'd say definitely check out if you have Makita tools. You already got the batteries, and you want to be able to use another chainsaw with it that you don't necessarily need to have, a ton of use into, and you don't want to pay the $200 plus for the Makita version of this chainsaw. I think it's a pretty decent choice, of course, with the hard case. comes with an extra chain. It's overall a excellent value for what it is, guys. And also, I'll be doing a video later in December going over my top picks of the year for a lot of these tools. So I think you can check that out, guys, and I'll show you what some of my favorite picks are for, of course, all the ones I've tested out. So, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great day, and be safe out there.